Here we go then, I'm so stoked on this. It's a brand new Scott Gambler in a raw aluminium finish and it looks incredible. Let's get the rest of this protection off and get it built. Well, it is looking absolutely gorgeous in this polished aluminium color. I really like the way the graphics are set through the frame. The first thing we're going to do is fit that headset and then the forks. That was bound to happen. Well, we are getting there with the build and it is looking absolutely awesome. I love the orange Fox 40s. I'm so stoked on them. We've also got the stem, the bars, the brake levers, the shifter and the grips all fitted. And the next job is one that I don't really enjoy when I'm building a bike, and that is the internal cable routing. We've got to get it from here, it then pops back out around the shock and then all the way through the chainstays. It's just a little bit finicky and it's also a little bit awkward. So I'm going to check back in once we've got that done. Well, after me saying just how difficult it was going to be to do that internal cable routing, it turned out to be pretty easy. I started at the chainstay for both, pushed it up through the frame, put a little bit of insulation just around the cables so they're not going to rattle on that down tube to keep the bike nice and quiet. Got it out of here no problem, connected it all up. I've also bled both the front and rear brake, they're feeling awesome. Finished off the frame with a couple of details like cable ties. It's looking really neat, and the next thing that we're going to do is actually fit the shock. Well, I'm starting to get really excited about this build. It's looking awesome. Fitted that shock, the Fox DHX2 with the orange SLS Spring, and it matches so well with the lures of the 40s in orange too. The build is coming together so nicely, and the next thing that we're going to do is fit that Shimano Saint group set, starting off by pressing in that bottom bracket. Well, we have got the crankset fitted, we've got that integrated chain guide on there too, we've also got the RD fitted now, and the next step of this is actually to fit the wheels. Now I've got a set from We Are One Composites, the Strife. It's their downhill rim. It's been redesigned for 2019 and tested at World Cup level. I'm super hyped to have this wheel set for the bike. I think it's going to finish it off really nicely. So let's go ahead, fit some tires, fit the cassette, and then the disc rotor. Well, it is starting to really take shape now. We've got both wheels on the bike, we've got the marsh guard fitted, we've also got the brakes set up rub free, which is good. They're feeling really, really nice. And you might have spotted that I have this tiny little 7-speed cassette. The reason for it is I wanted to save as much weight as I possibly can, and you barely ever cycle uphill on a downhill bike. The next thing that we're going to do is fit the chain and set up these gears and make sure that this mech is all set up to work with this tiny little cassette. So let's get to it. Well, we've got the gears dialed in, they're running super smooth. I'm really liking that second drivetrain, especially with that tiny little modified 7-speed cassette. That looks super cool. The pedals are now fitted. The next thing that we're going to do is fit the saddle and then adjust the cockpit. And then it's pretty much ready to go. Well, there we go. The build is now complete and I am so stoked and excited about this bike. I love the raw finish of it. The orange Fox 40s, the Fox DHX2 shock on it. You've got a Shimano stained Groupset, wheels from Weir 1 Composites, tires are from Schwalbe. We've got Pro Components finishing kit on it and it just comes together so nice. The frame has got so much detail and thought that's gone into it. Whether you're a racer, you're just out there having fun riding, you can really get it set up and dialed. You can change the length of it. You can have 27.5 or 29-inch wheels in there. You can also make it lower or higher. You can change the progressivity of the suspension. There's so much you can do, and I'm excited to go out, learn, do some testing and some riding, which brings me on to the point of, I don't know where I should go and ride this bike, so I want you guys to help me out in the comment section below, suggest places where I could go and do my first ride of it. And I hope that you've enjoyed this build video. See you in the trails real soon.